back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Faith and I create reseller content to help you grow your reselling business. Today I'm going to be talking about my experience starting to sell on Amazon. I am a brand new seller to Amazon, so I just want to share what my experience is coming from being a Poshmark and eBay seller to stepping into this whole other daunting world of Amazon. So if you find this video helpful and you want to see more Amazon content, maybe give this video a thumbs up and please hit subscribe. I'll wait. And really support my channel. So thank you guys so much and let's get into the video. Alright, so I want to start off by sharing why I even wanted to sell on Amazon in the first place. First and foremost, I think it is just mind-blowing that you can purchase items. You don't have to photograph or list them or communicate with buyers or send them yourself. All you need to do is purchase items, throw them in a box and send it to Amazon and they take care of the rest. You don't have to hold inventory. Like, there's just so many pros to basically just purchasing the inventory and then sending it off to Amazon. So that is a huge reason why I wanted to sell on Amazon. It's just a way more efficient way to work, and also I have zero space in my apartment, so it just is a really great solution for me to help grow my business. Another huge reason is you can buy multi-quantity listings and all you need to do is find one item, just one SKU, and you can buy 20 of them or more than that if you can find it. But you can buy multiples of just a single item, and all you need to do is have one listing and it'll continue to sell. All it takes is finding one winner and you can make a ton of money off of that one winning item. And lastly, the sales volume on Amazon is really just not even comparable to eBay and Poshmark. It's kind of insane the amount of customers and items purchased on Amazon. So you have a way bigger opportunity to reach customers and get volume of sales. So there are a couple different ways that you can sell on Amazon. You can do private label, you can do retail arbitrage or online arbitrage, and then you can do wholesale. So for me personally, what I'm doing is retail arbitrage, and that's what most people do when they sell on Amazon, especially when they're just starting out. So essentially what that is just going to stores like TJ Maxx, Marshalls, Ross, Kohl's, Macy's, Walmart, Target, literally anywhere that you can find inventory at a discounted clearance price, purchasing it and then sending it off to Amazon for them to hold the inventory and then ship it off for you when it sells. I did decide to take a course. I took a course by the Posh Hanger and Amazing Taste store on Amazon. I'll link all of their, on Instagram. I'll link all of their information in the description down below. They do offer courses every once in a while. It's not a continuous course. You do have to enroll for it when they have openings, and it's $150, but I highly recommend it. It helped me so much, and it just was nice to have everything in one place, and they are available to answer any kind of questions that you have during the time of the course, and they're super hands-on that way. But if you don't want to take a course or you don't want to wait for it and you want to get started now, there are tons of Amazon YouTube channels. I also will put some of those down in the description if you want to check them out and kind of learn more tactical ways on how to sell on Amazon and how to get started. To sign up to be a seller on Amazon, it is a little bit of a process. You do have to apply to be a seller. You have to send a copy of your driver's license. They send you a code in the mail so that you can verify your mailing address, and sometimes they even make you do an interview. I personally didn't have to, but I do know people who had to go through an interview just to see that you were a legit person. So there are some hoops that you have to go through to get started selling, but once you do, it's really not that difficult. It's just kind of time consuming. There are some fees associated. You can either do a private or business account. It's $1 per item that you sell for a private account or personal account, and then it's $40 a month for a business account. So you kind of just have to talk with yourself and kind of be like, okay, am I going to sell 40 items a month or more than 40? And if the answer is yes, then I would go ahead and just do the business account. But maybe if you think you're just going to kind of take it slow, then it might be worth it to do the personal account until you kind of just get your feet wet and figure out if it's right for you. So now I'm going to take you guys in the store with me and show you how you even find items and what the process looks like. So I'll take you into TJ Maxx with me and show you what you do. I found this curling iron. I'm going to go ahead and check it out. So I pull up the Amazon seller app so that I can scan the barcode and see what it's going for on Amazon. I went ahead and scanned it. There's the listing right there. It looks like it's going for $39.99. When I'm on this page, I check to see, first of all, that I can sell it, and I also look at the sales rank to see if it is a good item to pick up. I click the Amazon FBA tab, type in the cost of goods to figure out how much profit I'd make. I'd only make $4 profit off this, so I'm definitely not picking it up. A question that I get asked a lot is, what do you sell on Amazon as a beginner? So as a beginner, you are gated in a lots of categories and lots of brands within categories. So the reason they do that is basically being gated means you're restricted from selling an item. They want to make sure that you are a reputable seller, and they also want to reward sellers who have been selling for a long time and give them access and limited access to the best brands and the best products. So as a beginner, you are limited to selling not the best stuff, in all honesty, but the way to get ungated is just selling as much as you can and getting units under your belt and showing Amazon that you are an experienced, reputable seller. But there are things that you can sell. I mean, yeah, you might not be able to sell like Nike and Adidas, but there's tons of stuff that you can sell. Some things that I have been able to sell that I've picked up is a cell phone car mount, clothing, puppy pee pads, some games. You are gated in games, but I have found a couple that I haven't been gated in, and like a callus remover for your heels, like literally just the most random stuff. But what you have to do really honestly is just scan everything. It's kind of the same concept as thrifting. Think about it, like you look through thousands of items at a thrift store and you only pick up like 2% of what you actually are shuffling through. It's the same thing with Amazon. You have to scan hundreds and hundreds of items to be able to find the things that you are able to sell. And I pick up, basically, if I can sell it and I can make a like $5 profit on it, I'm picking it up and I'm sending it in just to get those units sold under my belt for my Amazon account. People are very private, with good reason, about their Amazon store name. You should never give out your Amazon store name, and also about the products that they are picking up and selling. The reason behind this is there is one listing for that product on all of Amazon. So if you are a seller and you find that product, every single seller is competing for the buy box on that listing. So it gets really competitive super fast, and you're selling things that can be found across the country. It's not like thrifting where there's an individual item that is probably at like a select few thrift stores, and the odds of someone finding the item are super slim. So it's harder for things to get oversaturated on the reseller market. Obviously it happens, but with Amazon, you all are on the one single listing and you're selling stuff that's readily available across the country. So that's why people aren't sharing like what sold on Amazon this week, because it's very important to kind of have some privacy about the things that you're picking up. With that being said, there are BOLO groups where you can pay and they only let a select few people into that group, and they will send you a list of hot items that you can pick up to sell. So that's a good way that you can get leads on items. And there also are some YouTubers out there that share things that they have sold in the past that they are no longer competing on, so that you can kind of get an idea of where to even begin and what kind of things that you can sell. Oh, and some of the categories that you aren't gated in on Amazon as a beginner is clothing, sporting goods, and like housewares and like kitchenware. Stuff like that. So there are some categories that you aren't gated in, but there still might be some brands that you're gated in. Kind of confusing, but like I said, just literally scan everything. One thing that a lot of beginners start with is selling books on Amazon. That's a great way to kind of get your feet wet, and it's a low cost option. I mean, you can buy books for super cheap at the bins or thrift stores. So that's a great way to kind of get started and get units moving when you're starting out on it. Now I'll share some of the things that I didn't expect when I started selling on Amazon, some things that I was surprised about. I was kind of shocked that it took so long from the time that you purchase your item and the time that you like ship it, and it takes to get to the facility for them to process the item and then for it to actually go live. My first shipment took a month to go live on the website. I know that's actually pretty long. I guess not the normal time, but a month is a long time to get any money back on your investment. So with the time and then also the fees, the FBA monthly fee, and then also you have to pay to ship the items to Amazon, it is a very discounted amount because you get their UPS like partner pricing on your shipping when you ship to Amazon. So it is discounted, but you still have to put that money out up front. So it takes a long time to recoup your initial investment plus waiting for the item to sell. So definitely keep that in mind. You're not going to be seeing that money back anytime soon. So you definitely have to be patient. Also, people make it sound so easy. Like you literally just buy the item, put it in a box and sell it to Amazon. I even made it sound that easy, but it does take some time to kind of navigate the site and kind of learn what you're doing as a beginner. And you also have to label some of the items and make sure that they are in the appropriate boxes, because not everything that you buy is going to the same fulfillment center. Most of the time it's going to 2 or 3 different fulfillment centers. So you have to have 3 different boxes and make sure that you're putting the right things in which box and putting the right labels on each item and then the right shipping labels. So it does take some time to prep the items to send them out. So it definitely still requires labor and time, even though you don't have to photograph or list the item. So there is a little bit of work that goes into it. It's not just buy the item and send it to Amazon. Another thing that I want to share is I think there's this, I definitely, at least for me, thought it was just so daunting and overwhelming and hard to sell on Amazon, and it is definitely daunting and overwhelming, but it honestly is easier than selling on Poshmark and eBay because you have so much more data available to you to help you figure out what to buy and if it's a good buy. The numbers and the data that you have at your disposal is just like literally insane. So in that way, it's way easier to find inventory and to be confident in what you're picking up to know if it's going to do well or not. So honestly, it's easier. It's just there's a learning curve just like anything else. And once you get over that initial like learning curve of getting over just like doing it, once you like start doing it and then start learning like the website and how to do those things, honestly, it's really easy. So don't let that stop you. Like you definitely just have to get over that first initial hurdle and make sure that you have realistic expectations and know that it's going to take a lot of time to build this up, and that's definitely not going to happen overnight. So if you have those things in your head to begin with, then honestly, like the purchasing of it and just sending it out, like that stuff is not hard at all. So yeah, that's been my experience with selling on Amazon. I'm super motivated to keep going with it. It definitely takes a lot of time, but I'm just going to take it slow and steady and see what happens. But I definitely see this being my main source of income in the coming months and years, just because it's so much more scalable, and I just feel like it's a great way for me living in a very small space to be able to still push volume. And I'm just really excited to see where it goes. If you guys have any questions about selling on Amazon, I will definitely try to answer them to the best of my ability. Like I said, I've only been selling on Amazon for like a month and a half, so I'm definitely not an expert by any means, but definitely check out the resources that I linked down in the description and ask me, any questions that maybe I can help you guys out with. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you guys in the next one.